Well, some people say you have a spirit animal. And mine, although my wife might say it's a sloth, it's really a cat for me. I've had dogs, I have birds, a snake, lizard, but I do have three cats as well. So I kind of have a spot there to check out any game that involves cats. So what you're looking at here is Tap Cats Battle Arena. It is a card-based game that is very similar to a lot of other games of the type out there. It is produced by Screenzilla, is the developer for it, and I had to try it out. It is still in beta, and there are a little bit of issues as far as time it takes to load stuff up. Sometimes things get a little messed up, but overall, it is a pretty decent game. Let me drop that sound down a little. We don't want it to blare out what I'm talking about here. It is based off of, it is free. Let me put it that way. It is going to be a free game that you will be able to buy into for additional options. But I do find it is able to be played for free. You don't have to pay anything in it. Although some of it will, it would obviously make a difference, but you absolutely can play this as a free account, and it is fine. It's kind of fun. It's a cartoony based theme, and you're going to start off, and it has a pretty in-depth tutorial, and it's going to give you the basics of what the cards do and how you're going to go about upgrading them, get your free stuff, and you're going to start into doing some battles. Now, your missions here are set against other cats, and these other cats are actually the cards that you will have as well. They do get harder as you go along, and in the beginning, they're really pretty easy. You don't really have to do too much. You don't really have to level up your cards, but you're only going to get to play so many games before your energy runs out. Now, I haven't found that to be really hard to do, because your energy does regain back pretty quickly, and they do start you out with a number of refills that is pretty good. I mean, you can constantly play pretty much from the very beginning. But let's just jump in. Let's take a look at what the cards look like. If you like this type of thing, I was kind of hoping it'd be a little more less comic cats, but it is fun. I really didn't know what to expect. Let's be honest with you. But it did involve cats, so I had to check it out. Your decks, you start with a deck. You win cards as you go along. I really haven't found too many that I've had to switch out or anything like that. And you will get those cans of tuna that we saw that were for sale. That is an upgrade. What you see here is cards that start drawn from your deck. The timer is how many turns it takes for them to become active. You'll see all you're going to do is you're going to take your finger, you're going to get a card, and you're going to drag it up, and you're going to put it out. Like I said, everything in the full tutorial of this game goes over everything really easy, what everything does. If you look, the little sword on the above is the attack, the heart is the life. The little fish icon up is for what group or what, I don't want to say it's a clan of cats. If you get a number of them together, you get bonuses and stuff like that. Ones without stuff don't contribute to the bonuses, but they all have little special features that they do as well. So we will put out some of our ones that can start to hit so that we can see exactly what we're going to get to attack with both these early, because they were one time, and I do find in the beginning that is the best way to go. Each one you'll see they have a different art style, they do a different thing, and this next round, what's going to happen is when I put this out, we're going to go into the attack phase where they're going to attack the card directly above it first. If there is no card above it, it attacks the other character. When the other character's life gets to 0, you win. If they would attack you and your life gets to 0, you lose. Pretty basic and standard as far as games go. You'll see that up to my attack 1. And she'll go through. When it's her turn, that little fingernail clipper will limit their attack. It is just kind of neat to see all the little comic cards itself. A little advice to the developer on it. I would like to see a little bit more of the symbols explained. Maybe the tutorial talks about it a little bit, but you go in not totally knowing what everything is going to do. And I think that in the tutorial they could kind of pop up what all the icons are just with what it does beside it. It would be super simple and not a big deal, but overall I don't even find that to be a big problem. I do think it is fairly easy in the beginning for sure to win. You know, it should be that way. I find it annoying when the game's too hard in the very beginning, because there are obviously people that have played games like this that can come in and do really well right off the bat. But a lot of these games, if you look kind of at the theme of this game, it does have a younger audience feel. That comic-y part of it makes to me it seem kind of like a little bit a children's game, but on the older side of a children's game. But you know, I don't know what their exact base that they're going for. But as you can see, I'm building up a number of cards. You can see a team attack. That's based off of my character, and everybody will get a boost from that. These are the little things in the game that you need to work with that can help you as far as winning. You can also battle other players as well. There is a PvP aspect to this game, but most of it's going to involve leveling your cards first, because if you get into PvP matches, it may get better once the game's released and has a higher player base. From what I've found so far, there's only a few people. The matching system probably isn't representative to what it will be once they have a higher level of a higher level of players, a higher number of players. As you can see, these are the rewards for leveling up. If you level your cards, you will often get other cards as well to level up. We'll go through real quick on the bottom. We'll move my little icon out of the way. There is a mailbox that you will get mail and other stuff that come in. You can see I've unlocked a pack there. You come over to here. This is your kind of your missions that you want to do. You got to win certain things and they'll give you stuff as well. You move over here and this is obviously your battle as far as moving down through the missions in the game. We can get into editing your deck. There's a number of things you can do here as far as checking out the skills, looking at the teams of cards as well. As you can see, Streets of Rage, that's what the fish are. This is your whole nother deck. Each deck, as you kind of move along, it shows you what the cards that you can find in that deck. Strays, these are stray cats. They're not part of anything. They can match kind of with anybody. And you can see there's lots of different cards available. And they all kind of have a funny feel to them, which is, you know, there's nothing wrong with that. It does make the game a little feel a little more of a casual feel where you don't. The idea is not to take it seriously, although there are always people out there. It is more of a casual game that you want to go in and you want to play more of, but you know, it's not super competitive. You can stop playing it for a while and come back. As long as the matching system works well with it once it's released, you should be matched with people in your same level. So you're not going to be matched up with people that have many more cards with higher levels, and it really isn't fun it that way. But you have different heroes. These are, depending on what cards that you're going to use, will determine on what heroes you're going to pick, because they all do have a little bit of their own flair. You can see at different levels how much their health is, their team reputation. Each one gets a reputation with building in your team there. Sorry to give such a quick overview. This is the versus. You can battle other people there. And of course, you do have. I think it's loading up over here. The store. I have had a few crashes here and there with it that I do believe is part of the just being in a game in development, that it does have some issues. It didn't have a problem as far as downloading on my tablet here that I'm playing it on, so don't feel bad about putting it on a tablet. I know lots of these apps are not available like that, and then you can buy gems, you can buy your tickets and batteries. They're just refills so you can continue playing more. And then over here, so they got a full store set up. What you will read in here is that if you would play this game and buy anything now while it is still in development, it will, if it's reset, they will not refund you, but they will give you all the same things that you had bought, even with a reset of the game itself. And then there's a option that I haven't unlocked yet, that is to build a clan, and that is just like-minded players. You can go in and you can edit your skills for your... There you go. This gives you the breakdown of all the skills. This is what I wish they would have brought up in the tutorial, because you'll be playing a lot during the tutorial where it doesn't give you this option to check stuff out, and you don't understand initially what what's happening with the cards, why are they doing. It explains the bulletproof aspect of it, of the skills that are on the cards, but it doesn't explain all of them. And I really wish this was something in the tutorial that popped up sooner, so you wouldn't have to go search into it beforehand. But let's go in. We will play one more mission. Let's go. Let's see if we can battle here. And you'll see you always start off with 3 cards. They're not always the same 3 cards. It's randomly drawn from your deck, as well as your opponent, that you will draw their 3 cards. I find that it is important to get out your fast cards early. I know they're not the hardest hitting ones, but if you can knock down your opponent early, it does make it a lot easier. He doesn't have much life, so we'll get her out. And remember that nail clipper, that is a special bonus there. We should be able to knock him out here. Remember, attack versus the life underneath. He will gain life. You see the life plus there. And they got one out. They were able to hit us early. So let's get in and let's try and do our best to finish this game up. I hope that the sound is not too loud. I'm still working with some sound issues with my tablet here, but it is making it a lot better to demo these games on, just because of the layout is so much easier than a phone. But these are all definitely playable on a cell phone itself. You don't have to play them on a tablet. As you can see, now that we knocked him out, as you knock them out, they become unavailable. You can keep stacking him even though you can't see him. It will just keep working its way down the line. Sorry about the phone call here. We'll move away from that. As you can see, we did pick up a victory fairly simply there. Not a big problem. At least at this point, my birds have been fairly quiet. You don't have to live with the zoo. we saw that battle done. We did move on there. You're able to continue on your battle, or you can move back around. Sorry for the echo. I don't know what's going on. Just kind of a bit of a pain, but that's it. That's basically the aspect of the game that you're really going to be playing. You're going to be playing mostly these starter battles in the beginning, and then once you get into it, you can obviously play more and more. I hope you like this game. I hope you enjoy seeing a couple of the new games coming out. If you're if you like cats, if you're a big cat fan, maybe your son or daughter is, this game might be for them. I find it rather it does have some skill involved, but initially it is fairly easy to get in and really play. So I thank you all for watching, and if you like what I do here, Wednesdays are the days I do my game reviews, and this is a good one. I do enjoy this game. I probably will continue to play this game because I do want to see what some of the extra cards do, as well as getting up and doing a little more of the PvP that becomes available. And once the game's released, it will be a lot more interesting, I believe. So I thank you all for watching, and as always, have a good day.